having problems with their sprocket bolts backing out, or claiming that they're backing out. And you have to think, man, I guess they never serviced their bikes, because if they did, they wouldn't come loose. That's actually part of what you're supposed to check. If you look in the back of your owner's manual, you have a list of stuff that you're supposed to check at each service interval. And sprocket bolts are one of them. And all it takes, you're changing the oil on your bike, which a service isn't just changing the oil, it's checking things over. So I have to think them guys never checked them, because every bolt on there will be loose. I mean, they come out, they hit the swing arm, breaks the bolts off, tears the wheel up, tears the pulley up, or in case you have a sprocket, tears the sprocket up. So say you're going servicing your bike, and you're going over, and you're checking it. These are 5/8 bolts, 5/8 head, and you're throwing a wrench on there, and torque wrench, they should be like 60 pounds, I believe. It's like 55 to 65 foot-pounds. So you're throwing a wrench on there and you got one loose. Well, you're not just going to tighten it from there. You need to take that bolt back out. And anyone that's, if one of them's loose, they're all going to be loose. So you're going to take the bolt all the way out, run a thread chaser down there to get the old Loctite off of it, if it has any at all. Clean the threads of the bolt off, clean any old Loctite off of those. Put some red Loctite, not blue, not anything else, red. Put some red Loctite on there, screw it back in, and just hand tighten it for this point. Then you're going to rotate it, take all the rest of the bolts out and do the same thing. Clean all of them, put red Loctite on, and then torque them in a star pattern. Ops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And tighten all the bolts down. Now, that being said, I'll get back to the point that service is, because you get people who come in and they say, "Oh, I need an oil change," and you have to ask them, do you need an oil change or do you need a service? No, I just need an oil change. Or more likely, they're doing it at home themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that you're supposed to. It's a lot more than just changing oil. Lubing the cables, lubing the throttle cable, adjusting the clutch, adjusting the primary chain, checking your engine mounting bolts. On older bike, checking your timing, checking your belt tension, rotor bolts, caliper bolts, brake pads, checking your front axle pinch